Hello, it's Dr. Latasha McElwain again, and I am back for just a short snippet again this morning. I've been jumping into talking about financial health, and with talking about financial health, I'm just trying to share with everyone that finances is a big part of the stress that we are under that compromises our mental health and our physical health. And I mentioned in the first video that that's something that I have dealt with because I really got sick trying to push my business the first half of creating my business. I like to say now that I'm getting to the second half of my business because I'm almost 20 years in. I think I'm 17 years in right now, but and I'm creating other businesses. But I say that to say your financial health is big. Your financial health is something that is very important. I also just wanted to share that when we're talking in terms of making sure we're making things kind of more manageable in our financial health, I mentioned earlier getting a better relationship with money. You've got to I debunked a lot of the things I grew up with. Oh, money is the root of all evil and all this stuff about money. I had to debunk a lot of those things that I learned from family and understood that those things are not creating a great relationship for me to have with money. So I share that to say we got to change it. Like I said, we got to go through some cognitive behavior therapy when we talk about our relationship with money and get a little bit healthier with money. So I wanted to share that, but I also wanted to say that I'm gonna get to the nuts and the bolts here. Pretty much, I mentioned earlier about paying a payment and then going ahead and pay these principal payments every week. That is a strategy I took upon myself. I also went ahead before I started doing all that. I made sure all my bills was on time. I made sure everything was caught up. I did a whole process back in 2021, 2022, where I rebuilt me and my ex-husband's credit in order to buy the house that I mentioned I paid off later on. I did a whole process of reading some books by Bob Hammond in regards to life after debt and stuff like that. And that was very helpful for me. I got letters out of it that really helped me confront my issues with the credit bureaus, and that was something that was real helpful. I was able to talk to them about things that happened, things that didn't happen, and then really just focus on what needed to be on my credit report and what didn't need to be on my credit report. I had a good many things move. I had a good many things I went back and paid in full so that they wouldn't have to put a charge off on or whatever. And I had a good bit of things that I still did a charge off on because I told them I'm not paying, I'm settling. So that was something to think about when we're talking about getting back into our financial health and getting into the nuts and bolts of it. I also did a lot of research in that area of building my credit back up. I had to build mine and my ex-husband's in order for us to buy a house. We couldn't buy a house when we were just like 27, 28 years old. We couldn't buy a house, but I wanted a house for the kids. He wanted a house. He didn't want a big house. So we ended up getting a small house, which works for us. And it worked for us because we knew we were just having those two kids. So with that being said, we built a house from the ground up, was able to get in that house. But I will tell everyone that I'll be honest with you, I designed and built about four or five different houses in Charlotte, and I'm not exaggerating. We could not close. So yeah, that was something big to think about. So now I still, look into things about buying houses. I bought a condo in the Uptown area where I live as well. But I do that because I tell people, I did that because I tell people that you have to start building some assets. Some assets is going to, eventually be something that's going to help push you forward and make you a decent living and make you some money and be able to put some interest or some goals and other things in place. What other things you like to do? Like me, I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be an author. I want to be everything I wanted to be as a kid if I made a list of it. So with that being said, I had to, I want to be an artist too. I remember that one. But I want to do all those things in my leisure time, my fun time. I want to help people and things like that. But I can't do a whole lot of that I watched my grandmother growing up helping people, and we had nothing for her to even help people with. Just the fact that we may have had a roof over our head and a car to drive. And she would drive people around. She'd drive some of the older people in the neighborhood around for appointments and stuff. She would also allow anyone that got kicked out of their home or had a problem or whatever, she was trying to figure out how they can stay at our house with us. Well, I don't want to be in that scenario, but I do want to be able to help people. I want to be able to support people. My grandma was in the ministry. My mom's into the ministry. Grandma's an evangelist. Mom is a minister. So with that being said, I know eventually I'll probably end up going that route in life, but right now God ain't ready for me yet with all that. He's ready for me, but he ain't ready for me in that capacity. So I say that to say we still have to look at our financial abilities and make sense of it and make what's going to be definitely possible for us at the time that we need things to be done. So again, I'm sorry, we got bees out here still on this nice warm day in December. But I tell people to still look at the fact that you have to get your credit together. You have to look at that. That's a big thing. I don't necessarily do credit repair, but I do give people tips about it because I know the ins and outs of it. And then I had to rebuild my credit again after I divorced. So when I rebuild my credit after divorce, I made sure that I was going to keep my credit on point. And I'll tell other people this right here. I added my sons to my credit, and I added my sons to my credit to start their credit. And right now their credit scores, of course, is higher than mine because they ain't got no liabilities like I do. But I built a lot of those just reading books and understanding different things, doing YouTube a lot. But I started studying a lot of those things so I could get us to a good point, and so I can get my businesses to a good point where my business can run on their own, and I can have staff and volunteers and all this other good stuff in my business. So a lot of times I am, yes, running my business, but I'm running for my business from the top down, and I am making sure that the individuals in my business are able to support me, and I'm able to support them and help them get to a point where they build their businesses. So I won't go into that part of it just yet, but I'll talk about it later. But I just wanted to share that about just really being real open with the financial endeavors and the financial health and getting on track with that, because that's going to be important if anyone wants to see their way out of different things. And I'll still admit, I did not believe that I would be where I am 7 years later. When I moved back in my house in 2017, the bills were mounting. I think I had 3 cars at the time. Probably had a mortgage on the house yet, and had car notes on 2 of them, which who goes and get 2 luxury vehicles with car notes? But that's where I was. And I went ahead and I did that. I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in another job that I kind of liked, but it's still not a lot of direct rec care. So I was kind of like, ooh, sometimes, and dealing with management and all that good stuff. But I made it a point that I was going to take my money and do some stuff with it. I'm not going to lie to anybody. In 2015, I splurged like crazy. Like I said, I got the 2 cars. I went Louis Vuitton, everything. I went Polo, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I did the little red bottoms. I went crazy with those as well. But I say that to say all of that was a learning experience for me. And all that was me kind of getting some stuff out of my system, because I do like to shop. I shop right now for groceries. That's where I spend the bulk of my money, is in groceries and feeding my 2 sons and, all that good stuff, and feeding myself too. But I say that to say that we need to be definitely mindful of the fact that we need to pay attention to what we're spending, what's going in, what's going out. And once we get on a plan, like I said, once I look at the FIRE movement, and I was kind of impressed by it and read more. I had already read Robert Kiyosaki's book, but I had already read Napoleon Hill's Think Rich, Grow Rich. And I just kind of said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And when I said I'm going to do it, that's when things started happening. That's when I started seeing the change, when I committed to it. But like I said, again, committed to different techniques and different principles loosely, but enough that I could follow it. And if I fell into a, bad situation, or, I couldn't do 1,000 this week or something like that, I just said, okay, that's great. I still did 1,000 every other week. So I'm just keep on moving. And this week is going to be one of those weeks where I'm going to say my goal has been set off a week or so. And, I'll tell anyone, God has been good. God has been good, because even though I say that I'm going to do things. I still have things that happen in my family and with friends and things like that that I do feel not obligated, because I'm trying to get away from being obligated, but feel like I want to help them and I want to be a support to them. And so sometimes if it's a financial support, I try to be able to do that. And I think that God has blessed me 10 times over every time I reach out and help someone, even if I reach out and help them and I don't ask for the money back. It's, oh my gosh, I tell people all the time, don't sleep. It happens. God is moving in a way that it's unbelievable to me. I mean, I can give an example. I remember lending a family member some money earlier in the year and just saying to them, you have to pay me back. I'm trying to pay off my car this year. I don't want no car notes and da-da-da-da. It's my last dream car, I think. And I want to pay it off. And I was thinking I was going to pay it off in January of 23-24. And I had a 7 year on the car, because it's a pretty expensive car. But just out of nowhere, I'm sitting home on short-term disability in September, and all of a sudden I realized that, oh my goodness, as soon as I dropped this last payment in October, my car is paid off. Oh my God. I just paid off, not bragging, but I paid off a Porsche in 1 year and 10 months. So that wasn't a cheap Porsche either. It's not a brand new one either, because I don't buy brand new. But yeah, that's just something wanted to share, and just really blessed. And I thank God for it. And I thank God that He's given me the wisdom, the mindset, the ability to change, the ability to look at myself and realize I need to make change if I want to move forward. And so just wanted to share that. And yeah, I'll be back a little bit later with some more snippets. All right. I hope everyone having a very great Saturday morning. A great Saturday morning. It's kind of dreary out here, but I hope everyone has a great one. And just make it a great day. Make it a great Saturday morning. A great Saturday whole entire day. Have a great one. Bye.